All right, let's go ahead and get started today. So welcome to another live stream journaling session. I'm going to continue working in that little tiny journal that I've been working in for a really long time now. But to my credit, I've only been working on it whenever I'm in live streaming, and I didn't do that at all over the summer. So anyway, I'm kind of getting not, I don't know if I'll finish it today. I don't know if I'll like get to a point where I'll stop working on it, but definitely getting close to kind of having a resolved feeling for it. So just a quick reminder, it's a small, I think it's like 3.5 by 5.5 inch Stillman and Byrne mixed media journal. Actually, all their journals are mixed media. I can't remember which one this is exactly. If it's, they have different series, but anyway, it's a really nice book, and I've been enjoying working in it. And I like that size. It's definitely something different than how I typically work. So anyway, if you're tuning in and you want to say hi in the comments, it's always great to see who is out there. And if you want to let us know where you're tuning in from, that's awesome as well. So I see Bonnie's already commented, and so hello. And then we got Davida. Hello, Israel. Oh, awesome. So anyway, I'm just going to kind of work on it. I'm trying to think about like how to resolve the words. And so not every page has words on it, but a lot of them do. And it doesn't necessarily kind of tell a coherent story or narrative, but there's definitely a theme. The theme has always been emergence, that idea of sort of emerging, uh, becoming something new, something different. And that's been kind of what I've been exploring with this. So anyway, let me go ahead and turn it over, and I'm going to get to work. So if you want to work along with me, grab your materials and grab your stuff, and we'll get started. So again, got the little book. Really kind of feel like most of the pages are pretty resolved. And I was looking at, it's kind of like from here back. I think these are kind of feeling pretty resolved too, but I kind of feel like, especially when you get back here, so there's not a whole lot. This is the end, and kind of thinking about like, okay, how can I bring closure to these pages? I mean, this one still is feeling pretty good there, but like I said, I just have the words that were written on tracing paper that I glued in like the very first week, I think, that I was working in this book. But anyway, or at least started gluing it in. Maybe I didn't glue these in until much later. But anyway, one of the things as I was looking through this earlier, I realized like, oh, wait a minute, there's no maps. If I flip back to the front, I had used maps a lot, and actually used a map to start. This is the front page, the first page. And then, that strip of map goes through and kind of wanders and gets drawn and painted on. And just like a lot of things, that's kind of like ties stuff together visually. And then it comes through here and it stops. And then there's some maps here, but then it kind of picks back up a little bit later. And so I like that fact that it's not like on every page, but it picks back up. I don't know if it's here, but I've used maps a lot in here. So I might not, yeah, it doesn't look like I've used the strips of map. I've used maps in the pages, but not kind of connecting the pages. So, I have a strip here, but it doesn't really connect to anything. And there's a piece of map there. So I want to kind of tie in the back pages with a strip of map, just like I did with the front. And I think I'm going to start from the back and kind of work my way forward. And I think, yeah, so I'm just going to kind of cut some strips of map. And, this is just an atlas, a road atlas that actually my in-laws had. And when we were cleaning out their house, it was like, oh, this is going to be mine. Actually, my wife found it and was like, I thought you would like this. And so it's just, all the states, and then I think it also includes Canada. So, but gonna think about this. I have the strip of writing, so I don't want to really cover that, but I'm thinking like it might be interesting up here, or I don't know. I got this like square around the eye, so maybe I can have it go up and then come over. Yeah, I think that's kind of a neat way of doing that. Gonna cut that. Make myself some room. So while I'm doing that, I noticed that Jenny asked about the journal retreat that I'm planning on having in January. So it's going to be it's not the first weekend because that's actually New Year's Day, the first and second, but it's going to be the 8th and 9th, I think, that whatever that second weekend is. Yeah, it's going to be. I did a retreat last year, and just I kind of like. I know for myself, I like to kind of do some journaling at the beginning of a new year, and so it's going to be. That's the weekend I plan on having it. I like to have it kind of early on in January, kind of help set the tone. So I haven't created the workshop yet, so it's not on my website, but I'm hoping within the next week. I was hoping to have it up this week, but it's been a very busy week and it's only Wednesday. So anyway. So what I want is the map to go through the window. I really like using using maps and, well, even just collage in general, and like cutting strips and using the strips as kind of really thick lines. I don't know if you can hear my one cat. She's upset because I kicked her out of the room. Actually, I don't know if she's really upset, but she likes to meow a lot. I just like how the map lines up and ties those pages together. I think have it go up. Maybe go up, then around, maybe connect to this picture here. Oops. Just trying to decide if I want to do something else. I don't want to cover the words, but I could have something go down if I wanted to and up. I thought it'd be really neat to, there's a map here. I thought it might be interesting to try to tie into that, but I've worked a lot on that. So I don't know if I want to actually try to cover any of that up. So maybe that just needs to start here. I don't know. But I have, kind of glued it on top of a lot of stuff. So I might want to go back and sort of build back on top of some of those things. Actually, I think that's one of the things that I'll do. I want to let that dry a little bit, but I can use, I've covered up a lot of the red from this line that goes through, so I can use the marker. Actually, it might be interesting to tie into some of the red lines on the maps. Bonnie, I'm just kind of chuckling at you mentioning about maybe the kitty missing my dog Nick. I don't think any of the animals missed Nick. He was a bit bossy to the other animals. He was the littlest dog, but of course, if you've ever had a little dog, they have big personalities, and Nick was not an exception to that. He had a very big personality, and especially as he got older. But my wife and I really do miss him. No, my cat Percy, for some reason, she's deaf. Well, we're pretty sure that she's deaf, but she's always done that. Some of you that have tuned in on a regular basis, whether it was a class or live streaming, have come to know my dogs as they bark at anything and everything. And then this cat Percy, she'll do it like, it's not that she even wants in. I mean, she just will be out there meowing. So I don't know. Okay, so got that redrawn. So I'll probably go back later and add some of the things and try to push this map in, because it really is kind of on top of everything. Just like I did in the beginning, the map really just kind of melts into the background because there's so much stuff on top. But I think I want to go ahead and work with the words. So I was thinking, so I kind of left off here with all the words. I don't know how long ago that was, but then I just sort of left the last bit kind of blank. Like I said, I do have this line of tracing paper that goes through, but I have certain words picked out. So I think, I'm okay with this page not having any words on it. And then this one has the little found poem. And then this one, this is where the tracing paper comes in, and I highlighted the phrase stepping into the light. So I think I'm going to kind of work with that. And so that idea of, I mean, it says here, I am stepping into the light. So I think I want that bigger. So I was just thinking it might be interesting here to have a big I, big letter I. And then I am over here, stepping into the light. And then I think I want something here that comes over to here. Now, one thing I'm noticing is that when I glue the strips in, that sometimes things shrink, or sometimes like the tracing paper here is lifting off a little bit. So I think what I'm going to do is just take my thumbnail and just kind of rip that, and it's kind of, the tracing paper is pulled off a little bit. So I find that happens sometimes when you fold paper over into that, the crease in the middle of the pages. I'm going to use this little scrap of map just so I don't get glue all over my book. So yeah, like even the map I glued in earlier is like kind of stretching there a little bit. So sometimes it's a good idea to actually cut or tear where it crosses the middle of the book. Anyway, but back to the words. So I think what I'll do, I'm gonna reach behind me and grab my stencils. So I've got a box of all these stencils, all kind of letter stencils. I want a really big letter I. Here, grab my white gel pen. So with the colors being pretty dark here, I'm going to use my white gel pen. I'm just going to kind of scribble it in. I'm not worried if it's like super filled in. It could be sort of scratchy and scribbly. And what I'll probably do is after it dries, use black around it, make it pop out a little bit more. So I like kind of leaving that texture, that scratchy texture. You can still sort of see through it a little bit. It looks a little bit more transparent. But I want to take a black pen now and outline it. Okay, so that stands out really well. And I've got a smaller stencil. Just trying to think if I want to use the lowercase or the uppercase letters. I'm going to use the lowercase. Okay. So over here, stepping into the light, I didn't do such a great job whenever I first highlighted it. So I pulled out the silver pen. I used the Uniball silver. It's a silver gel pen, gel impact. It kind of came in the same pack as the white Signo pen. I don't know why the metallic one is called impact, but they look like pretty much the same pen. But yeah. Anyway, it's a metallic gel pen. It's really metallic. Works really well. So I'm just taking my time and just making the letters much thicker than they were. And then I'll outline them with black, maybe make the black a little bit thicker as well. So this time I'm going to be more careful with outlining it with the black, and then make that outline even thicker. That's going to help bring some attention, bring a little bit of emphasis to that, to the words. Okay. So getting close to the end, and what I'm thinking about, there's a phrase that's written in the tracing paper. The very last phrase is "I break free," and so I'm thinking about like doing that over these 2 pages, and it kind of goes back again, going back to the beginning. So I am breaking apart. So I was kind of thinking of that. So I'm thinking that like free here and breaking here. And so I could do I am or something, or I am stepping into the light and then breaking or breaking free. I think that's kind of what I'm thinking. I think that's what I think. Now if I can find, oh, it's like looking for a pen and I forgot I had it in my pocket. I think I'm going to use the same pen. So up here I use this, it's magenta, the Faber-Castell pens. So I think I'm going to use the same because it's got some red here. That kind of bookends. So I've got the pictures of me, and then I'll have sort of very similar phrasing as well. Working backwards, I have to remember how to spell the word. Just having a thought. Might be really interesting if it was just the word break on this side and then the ing on this side. I think so. Yeah, let's try that. Again, working backwards, just trying to make sure I'm spelling it correctly. Sometimes I'll actually write the word out on a separate paper just so that I have it in front of me. Sometimes when you're spelling something backwards, or even if you're spelling it forwards and you're using stencils, sometimes it's easy to get the wrong letter in the wrong place or forget a letter. Okay, so there we go. So breaking free. I am stepping into the light, breaking free. All right, so I think that kind of ties up the word part. And I think having the map in there is a good start to kind of wrapping up these final pages. I mean, even just with that map in there, it brings just a little bit of more finish to it, more resolve to it. I still feel like there's a lot that needs to happen with these last few pages, but like this one's starting to feel pretty resolved. This one's pretty resolved. Like I said, I think I'll focus at some point on working on top of the map, pushing it down into the pages a bit more. But I think that kind of gives me a good stopping point for today. So I think I'm going to call it a wrap. All right, so just kind of moving forward with this journal, bringing it to more of a resolve. I've mentioned this before. I don't like that word finished or completed because, you know, it's like, is artwork ever really truly completed? But anyway, so yeah, it's getting there, and probably 1, 2, 3, I don't know how many more sessions, but yeah. So yeah, appreciate you being here. Appreciate you tuning in. Please let me know if you have any questions, or if you have any comments, or if you want to see anything in particular. You can just pop those into the comments, and I'll try to respond. And anyway, so thank you so much for tuning in, and as always, happy creating.